Welcome to Commission Thursday. In this particular episode, we just want to look something that is probably common with each and every one of us here. I don't know if you've ever gone through a storm or a tough situation. Then you go to the place of prayer hoping that things will shift or things will change, then things worsen up. And apparently that's the state we are in right now as a nation. We look at the voices of the kingdom of darkness rising up. We've heard of the issues in our school, economy, and a lot of things that contradict whatever we expected when we began the year. And when this happens, many Christians tend to be skeptic in their walk of God or in their faith. And because of that, we are still called to be the light of the world. We are still called to be the salt of the earth. So the question is, what do you do when everything turns around according to your expectation? Turn with me in the book of Acts chapter 26, verses 18. And the scripture says, to open their eyes that they may turn from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, that they may receive forgiveness of sin and the place among those who are sanctified by faith in me. Now, what happens once the voices of darkness begin to roar and Christians are skeptic about their faith? Most of them tend to go back to the place of comfort, the place of their convenience, the place where things work out for them. But is that really our assignment? And Paul is saying something, that their eyes may be open. Why does Paul pray that the eyes of these people may be open? So that people will see the sovereignty of God. I know somewhere it's written in the book of Isaiah that when enemy comes in like a flood, God will always raise the standard. But the truth is, sometimes it's easier to quote the verse than to walk in the reality. That process when God raises the standard is not always easy, but he says that God is omnipresent. God is always there for us. And he's a sovereign God who will deliver us in the things that we go through. He's a sovereign God who will forgive our sin. He's a sovereign God who gave us inheritance. So our eyes just need to be fixed on him, especially we who are in the light, we who are the salt of the earth. We should never drift our eyes from what God has done, from his sovereignty, and fix our eyes to the things that are happening around us. And how can we do that? By living a life that we surrender to God. You totally surrender your life to God. You know, when we make that prayers, the moment you came to salvation, it was easier, filled with emotion and a lot of things. But walking that journey sometimes tend to be a challenge. And God is saying that each and every day you need to carry your cross. In other words, each and every day you need to surrender your life to God. This means you have to surrender your comfort. You must surrender your family. You must surrender your ambition and align everything to the will of God. So this is what God has called for us, to be the light, to be the salt, and to be the carrier of the message of good news. And we cannot be the light when we are compromising with people in darkness. We cannot be the salt if we don't have a taste to give to our people. And we cannot be the carrier of the message of good news if we don't have that message in the first place. So this particular week, let your light shine. Be the light, and let everybody who surround you feel the presence of God through interacting with you. Be blessed.